Greetings everyone, I'm Gear and welcome to my commentary video. In today's episode we're gonna take on the topic of matchmaking and competitive mode in Team Fortress 2. Before we start, I want to mention that I have never used any site to find competitive servers. I never played in TF2 in 6v6 or in Highlander because I never feel like it, and the second reason will be in the later part of the video. Many people may asking, Gear, why you taking this topic when you never played in the competitive in Team Fortress 2? Well, I actually later play in CSGO, and I have already around 500 hours in CSGO, and my rank is Master Guardian 2. And in Team Fortress 2 I play for 3000 hours, so I have basic knowledge that I will need to talk about matchmaking. And before we start going into the topic more important and the points of game that I think that are good or bad, I want to say that this video is only my opinion. It's not things that that must be in this mode. It's just what I think would be better. There may be many things, and I'm sure there will be many things that you may just simply not agree with me, and I guess that's good. That's good that you are a person that actually uses brain and can think for themselves. And last thing I want to mention is that I'm really sorry for my English, but it's the first time when I'm making the video in English language. So, I guess it's time to go and ask the first question of today's episode. It's the most basic questions, and I think that it's a question that everyone starting this conversation should ask. Would TF2 be a good competitive game? And it's pretty strange question because I can answer it for two ways. It can be I can say that Team Fortress is very good game for competitive play, and I can say that competitive play in TF2 is basically useless and it only can make this game more unplayable than it's now after last updates. Let's start analyzing from the part of the gameplay and the community. Let's start with gameplay. Is Team Fortress 2 really that good in competitive? I basically can say that yes. This game is really good to play with others on competitive servers. And in this episode I'm gonna basically talk more about 6v6 and Highlanders. I read something about it, so I basically know what I should. So, from gameplay, yeah, I think it's good. There should be some minor and major changes, but that will be in the later part of an episode. The second part of this question, and the most difficult, is the community. Is Team Fortress 2 community that good? I should say that yes, but I would have to lie. I could say that it is good 2 or 3 months ago, because now I think that community of Team Fortress 2 is not ready to play competitive. Why? It will be later part of the episode. Now we should take the second most important question of today's episode, and the most important question if we talk about matchmaking and competitive plays. And the second question is Team Fortress 2 the balanced game? I know that many people might say that Team Fortress 2 is very balanced game, that maps are very balanced and characters and weapons are very balanced too, but is that true? I don't agree with this. For me, Team Fortress 2 is really not balanced to game. I think that Team Fortress 2 should have many changes that would make it more balanced, but I think that these changes are possible to make. So yeah, let's start with the first point on our list. Classes. Are classes in TF2 balanced? I don't think so. Many people can say that classes in TF2 are really balanced, that for whole blue and whole red are equal, but I don't think so. There are classes that are more powerful and less powerful. And there are classes that need more skill and that need less skill. So what I would do with classes if I would be on the Valve place? I would remove the pyro from competitive at all. Why? Here's why. 90% of my deaths are just because of afterburn that pyro give me, and basically if I'm not a scout I have no chances to get fastly to the health kit. So it would be or more health kits on the map or less pyros in the game. The problem with pyros is not that pyro is a bad class. I really love playing as pyro, and I really love how you need skill to use more difficult combination like flare gun plus degreaser or reserve shooter, which is probably my least favorite game in this, least favorite weapon in this game, and no, degreaser too, because degreaser is probably the most powerful and the best flamethrower of all. Sadly, there's tons of pyros that I play the same strategy, W plus M1, which everyone's know that is the thing that we can know that this person or just start the game or just want to annoy people very much. So I would or remove pyros completely or just make like the afterburn shorter and less damage it would take. Of course it will be just from competitive. Let pyros stay as they are in the normal pub games, because I think that's what Valve should do. To the next point of what I would change in classes is engineer. See, engineer is not a bad class and it's not annoying class. It's very good and can be really hard to play class. But there's one problem. Imagine the situation when there are 2 engineers on the map left. We are playing like in CSGO, so it would be like something like arena mode. When there is no respawning, there's just 2 engineers and timer. What would then do? It's two default engineers. They have the sentry level 3, dispenser level 3, and teleporters eventually. And what basically would happen then? I don't think that any engineer would want to go to the other, knowing that the other engineer has their sentry on. So I think that it would just last till the timer would go to 0 and there would be just end of the round, and it would be just boring and annoying for other people. So what I would do, I would basically block the possibility of being more than 1 engineer in team, and also make something like when 2 engineers stay, the buildings would be just destroyed, or they would be transferred to the another sort of map to 1v1. Of course, it's just for arena mode if that would be in competitive. If it not, I think that it would stay as it is. Everyone would respawn and there would be chance to destroy every sentry. So, to another point on my list. Another point are weapons. I know that many people like to change their weapons really many times in one match. I know that are people that like play with Caber, which is me, and I know that are many people that like to play with A-Lander, I do like Irlander too, but I think that should be something like it's on some of competitive leagues. There should be ban on every weapon that is not a default. I understand it because it makes the game more balanced and can make people be able to take more enjoyment of the playing game. To be honest, I think that there will be some exceptions, like gunboats, and I basically think that they except of gunboats there should be exceptions on mediguns and things that change games but not so much. I know that mediguns change game and so much, but medic should have all his weapons to equip. Why I think that gunboats should stay? Because they are making a soldier more mobile, and I think that it would just make people that are less skilled in rocket jumping just play better. On another point on my list, there are maps in TF2. Well, there's actually not much I can say about maps, but there should be some changes. Because I think that best map and the most balanced map should be that we can play with every class and be the same effective. Of course, if we are good in any class, because if we suck as a spy, no, we ain't gonna play well even on the best spy map. So, what I think that it just need it just needs to be done more map that will be made for competitive play, that will just make every spy and every other class comfortable in this situation. There are some maps that I already think that are good for this, and I guess I will just write them in description down below, because I really don't want to make any bigger mistakes about how I pronounce this map, or basically I don't wanna make mistakes of how the map is called. So, to next point on our list. Another point are servers and lobbies, and this is something that I really think that I should speak more about, because I played in CSGO and I know how it's irritating to play with persons from another countries. And I'm not talking only about Russia. I know that many people hate Russians for that many of them just don't want to speak in English, but I think that Russia are not only the problem. I played with many other peoples from other countries, and there sometimes could be really more annoying than Russians. So I think that the best thing to make the servers and lobbies is that we could basically use we could basically choose between which server in which country we would want to play. It would make Russians find easier the people that speak in their language, people from Europe to find people that speak in English, and in America the same. Well, what about lobbies? I think that there is the thing that should be made is the major change, because I know that in game files there is a project of a lobby for matchmaking, but it's just a simple reskin of a lobby from Men vs Machines. Well, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that it can be for some days, even a year, because let's be honest, who really looks at how Team Fortress 2 menu or lobbies looks like? We really love the game for gameplay, not how it looks. Another point on our list is ranks. And I know that many people would like to have CSGO ranks in TF2. I don't say that CSGO ranks are terrible, but I think that are just not true sometimes. Many people play worse or better than their rank says. As an example, I have in my friends I have player that has the Eagle Master, and he plays maybe lower than me a bit, like Master Guardian 1, Gold Nova 4, and that's why I think that this type of ranks would not be good in TF2. In TF2 we need ranks to be more true, ranks that would show us how the player is good. And I know that is hard to make because there will be many cheaters, there would be many smurfs, and there would be in TF2 it would be more difficult to say how player is good because it's depend on each class. So what I would do in TF2, well, basically I would make the ranks more interesting for others. Rank that I think that the best thing to make players true about the rank would be like weekly or one in month check of how good they are. Doing simple training with bots on level hard, and I know that even the hardest bots cannot be as cannot be taken as real people. I know that many of bots are just even on level hard they are really easy to play with, but I think that would be more fair and make us feel better about it. And I really don't want to make something like in CSGO that after a month of not playing your rank is going somewhere else, because well, this year when I was on vacations I just had big problem after with getting the same rank I had. And the one thing more about ranks that I would make is to give reward for ranks. I don't know what it could be, but I think that should be something that would resemble our rank in that month. I don't know, like the medal or some hat that would have written that in this month we have that rank, and this hat would change every month for every player, depends of how they're played and what rank they already have. I think that would be good thing for everyone, and I know that many people would really like to wear it, especially when they are not rich and cannot buy their hats. They would just have to use hats like this. And I think that if it would be some crazy general hats or like the something like Bill's hat, I think that would be really great. It would look cool, and I'm sure that many people would be happy to wear it. And another, and probably the last point on my list, is Overwatch, bans and cheaters. And I know that many people can see no cheaters in TF2. I know that many people say even that TF2 is free from cheaters, but I have some screenshot even to prove it, that in TF2 there's many cheaters. For an example, 2 years ago when I started playing TF2, 2 or 3 years, I really can't remember if it was 2 or 3 years, but never mind. After a year, I decided to stop playing game and go to play League of Legends. Yes, I played League of Legends. It's like the third game I ever played with rank system. And well, I do stop playing the game, but already I had around 1000 hours on TF2. And in this 1000 hours, I saw maybe one cheater, maybe two, and it wasn't like the cheater that tried to hide that he is hacking. It was just spinning around heavies with minigun that think that someone can see that they have serious aimbot. Well, and now when I started playing game again in around 1.5 years, I see around 10 cheaters, and it was really annoying. Especially not so long ago, I joined to the server when there was 2 spies with the ambassador on the other teams. And what they were doing? They were just using aimbot and try to kill each other, which made hell for everyone else that was playing on the server. Yeah, I know that it wasn't right, and I really didn't like it. I think there should be something like in CS:GO. You click on the list of players on the server, you just click report, forward, and there should be something like Overwatch, when the players with more skill, more hours, and possibly with a bit more knowledge could easily judge people that are using aimbot. Or wallhack, but I see no point of wallhack in TF2. So, would I enjoy competitive TF2? Yes, I'm sure, I would. Because I have many friends that I'm sure that would really want to have great fun with me playing this game. There is many things that could destroy it, but I think the free-to-plays and cheaters are for other episode. But what do you think, dear viewers? Do you agree with me? Or you think that what I said was complete bullshit? Or maybe you just think that competitive TF2 is the worst idea ever? Share your thoughts in the comments. I will read everything that you will post. Here was Gear Talking, and see you next time.